Oh, it hit record right when sprinkler messages go off. Anyway, afternoon, everybody. What's going on? All right, it's Sunday of Memorial Weekend. This morning I got the oats and the corn sprayed. You'll be happy to know. Been dinking around with some water, working on some other projects like that. So, you know, a little more relaxing at least. Thought a good thing to do this afternoon is bring you guys along as I start doing my first crop tour that I've done in a couple of weeks. So, as you can see, we started laying a little bit of hay down. Wheat silage is going to really kick off starting tomorrow. Both machines will run, sounds like all week. Not a whole lot more corn to get planted before the plant deadline in 2 days. Shouldn't be a problem to get everything figured out that way. So yeah, I'm hoping we can just kind of start pushing like crazy. Week from tomorrow, supposed to have a special surprise. Hopefully find out more for sure info on that in the coming days. But I'm kind of excited about that. But yeah, today I thought it'd just be nice to do a nice relaxing drive around, look at some fields, see what we got going on. Look at these impressive windrows, huh? You can barely even tell that anything was done here. It's one hell of a hay stand, isn't it? That's why it's already swathed. It's actually getting tore out. So the thought process here was, let's just swath and bale what little bits out here. Which as I get over here towards the wheat, it gets better. We're gonna get this baled off, get it worked up, and plant corn into it. Because we need some corn on this farm, and the wheat isn't quite ready yet, and both of those fields need some manure. And the field just needs tore up because we're tired of bouncing around it. Yeah, it's really bad. I mean, look, now I got some windrows. There's some little guys there. We're gonna make 2 tree bales out here. So that's the main thing. Came up here to check the hay, see if it's ready to bale. As expected, the little bit of hay there is crispy dry. Actually makes me wonder if the little sprinkler over there she swathed while she was up here might be dry. Either way, so alfalfa is starting to get swathed. And because we were so hot, dry, and wind, just made a bad combination on our first cutting. It stressed the plants to where we would put 2 inches of water on it and it wouldn't even grow. It just kind of turned a little green. And like all plants, after they go through enough stress, they just start going to seed. So that's why a lot of our hay is starting to turn purple. A lot of the neighbors is too. The blooms are coming out. So it's basically done growing. There's not going to be much tonnage put on now. I was actually just talking to the big chief before I got up here, and he was saying the same thing about when he had just started laying down some hay. So by the end of the week, it could be starting to get real busy if we got silage, haying, and by then getting feed in the ground. Yeah, good stuff. Next crop. All right, we've talked hay, now let's talk spring crops. So we've got 2. We got oats and spring trip. Oats you guys saw yesterday. That was one of our main fields. The other one is that quarter circle where the sprinkler is running now. I hope you guys hear me over the wind. Spring trip, I am walking through a field of it right now. As you can see, it's full of cochilla, which honestly does not bother us in the least bit because this is going to silage anyways. If you look across the field, it looks all right, but I mean, you look down, you see all these blank spots where just poor soak areas. I mean, when you get no winter moisture to break down that soil that you tilled, it's hard to get it evened out, broke down, and get that seed planted nicely. It's just one of those things. It is what it is. You figure out how to move on. But yeah, so oats coming nicely. Spring trit's coming nicely for the most part. We'll see what they turn into. I know oats doesn't like the heat. That's why they usually say plant at the end of February, so that way by now it could be quite a bit taller. Just doesn't work in our system. Let's see. Obviously the wheat's getting ready to be chopped, so there's no point in really looking at that. You're gonna see plenty of that. Let's go see what corn's looking like. Okay, so we covered The alfalfa, which is, you know, perennial or whatever. Covered our winter crop, which was wheat. It's ready to harvest. Spring crops coming along. Summer crops. So, not a whole lot here to look at just yet. This field was planted, it'd be 10 days ago. So I'm betting it's just under the surface. I'm going to do a little digging, see what I can find. Not quite as tall as I thought it'd be, or close. Just got a good ½ inch or so to come out yet. It's getting kind of nervous at first. I'm like, crap, I think I put corn in the ground. So this might be just a little deeper than it needed to be, but wasn't counting for an inch of rain and stuff like that. All right, next summer crop, feed. Doesn't sound like it's doing so hot. Let's talk feed. So it's trying to come out. Problem is, you can see a lot of other stuff there that is not feed. We've actually got a pretty significant problem with this field. It is a mat. You can see kind of that tent out there. That's not from feed. That's from grass and pigweeds coming. So flood ground, it is next to impossible to get good pre-emerge herbicide applied, because your water will move that chemical around and you won't get good control the way you should for the money you put out. Unfortunately, we got so much grass and pigweeds coming here. This might already be a crop failure, as it's just barely trying to come out of the ground. Our agronomist is going to take a look at it again in a week. He says there's just nothing we can spray on it to get good enough control of the pigweeds and grass now. This river bottom ground will drive you nuts because you just get weird things like that. But yeah, so all the feed has been irrigated. Yeah, now it's all gotten water. It's all just trying to come out of the ground. Yeah, it's a big ditch. I'm a big guy, leave me alone. It's just trying to come out of the ground. So that's unfortunately what we got. It's kind of one of those, again, it is what it is. Maybe we'll see what happens over the next few days with a little sun, a little heat, a little wind. I don't know. Either way, guys, that was a quick little crop tour here on Memorial weekend. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Hope you took a little, well, because now I'm going to be talking to you in the past. Hope you all took a little bit of time to think about what this weekend really means. Why it's such an awesome weekend, because we are sitting here celebrating the men and women that give us the ability to do what we do in our everyday life. So I'm not going to lie, I look around at a lot of other countries. I'm glad I was lucky enough to be born here. Talk to you guys later.